Have you ever wondered why some people just seem to effortlessly build wealth, while others, even those making massive salaries, are still living paycheck to paycheck? It's honestly one of the most frustrating paradoxes out there. You know the type, right? You'll see a highly paid doctor totally stretched thin and stressed out, while a frugal school janitor quietly retires a multimillionaire. Now, the immediate assumption is usually, well, the struggling high earner just doesn't know the math, or maybe they haven't caught a lucky break. But what I found completely fascinating when digging into this is that the real answer often isn't about intelligence at all. No way. It isn't about a lucky break, and surprisingly, it isn't even about how much money they actually earn on paper. It's about something far, far deeper.
See, the real divide isn't what we're typically taught. We're told wealth creation is this game of strict numbers, right? Something that requires elite intelligence and maybe a big dash of luck. But the reality is that money is fundamentally a psychological and behavioral game. It's all about your mindset. The way you think about money inherently influences the decisions you make every single day. You can literally have all the intelligence in the world, but if your behavioral relationship with money is flawed, the math simply won't save you.
Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack the foundational ideas in the psychology of money. Our goal here is to distill the book's 10 most powerful, life-changing rules to help you make smarter financial decisions and ultimately build long-term wealth. And to make these 10 lessons truly actionable for you, we've synthesized the whole shebang into 4 distinct psychological pillars.
So here's what we're looking at today. Pillar 1, redefining true wealth. Pillar 2, behavior beats income. Pillar 3, the power of time. And finally, Pillar 4, navigating risk and resilience. All right, starting right off with Pillar 1, redefining true wealth and the invisible assets. When we think of wealth, our minds immediately jump to visible money, don't they? We picture the luxury watches, the massive houses, the expensive cars revving at stoplights, which, let's be real, are usually bought to impress strangers who aren't even looking and honestly don't care. But real wealth is entirely different. Real wealth is usually invisible. It's the money that hasn't been spent. It's the funds that are invested, saved, and quietly growing in the background over time. Many truly wealthy people don't look rich in the traditional sense, simply because they're busy making smart financial decisions consistently, rather than buying depreciating assets just to look the part.
And this brings us to a pretty powerful realization. Because so many people buy expensive things just to impress others, they completely miss the actual utility of money. Real financial success, true financial freedom, is infinitely more valuable than showing off. It means having choices. The choice to pivot and change careers if you're unhappy. The choice to retire comfortably exactly when you want to. Or hey, the choice to just spend a Tuesday afternoon with your family instead of stuck at a desk. Having that freedom and autonomy is a way better goal than chasing temporary status symbols.
Let's move on to Pillar 2, behavior beats income. It's all about habits over salary.
Now here is one of the most dangerous financial pitfalls out there. It's called the lifestyle inflation trap. Listen, a high salary guarantees absolutely nothing if you fall into this cycle. It usually goes like this. You get a raise or a promotion, you immediately increase your living expenses, you upgrade your car, you move to a pricier apartment, and you end up saving absolutely nothing extra. If you spend everything you earn, your income will never, ever create financial freedom. You've got to break this cycle, and you do that by actively choosing to increase your savings and investments first before spending every extra dollar. Growing your wealth is vastly more rewarding than just growing a list of expenses. So how exactly do we counter that inflation trap? Well, the secret isn't in scoring some massive one-time windfall. It's actually found in small, seemingly mundane daily habits, and then just repeating them consistently for years. You really have to avoid the temptation of relying on occasional big wins or highly speculative bets. Actually, scratch that. It's more like realizing that those small daily routines, like automatically transferring a portion of your paycheck to an investment account before you even see it, have a much larger impact over your lifetime than just having a huge income. It really boils down to this simple truth. Consistency beats perfection. Building wealth is a process that rarely, if ever, happens overnight. You don't need to perfectly time the stock market, and you certainly don't need a flawless budget. You just need to make small, smart decisions and repeat them month after month, year after year. Which brings us to Pillar 3, the power of time, truly the ultimate financial advantage.
Let's move on and see how this builds, because money grows best when it is simply given time. Starting early in year 1 is the catalyst. Sure, it might not look like much initially, but by year 10, that opportunity really starts to compound. Your money is actually out there making you more money. And by year 30, that is where you see life-altering, meaningful, long-term results. The earlier you start saving and investing, the more opportunity your money has to compound. Time literally does the heavy lifting for you, provided you have the patience to just let it work.
Just consider the massive contrast between short-term excitement and long-term consistency. The adrenaline rush of chasing quick profits, day trading, or following whatever the latest financial fad is, that will always be overshadowed by thinking in decades. Successful investors, they don't think in days or weeks, they think in years. Long-term consistency completely overtakes short-term excitement when it comes to actual lasting wealth generation.
All right, our final pillar, pillar 4, navigating risk and resilience. This is all about preparing for the unexpected. Look, unexpected events don't just happen to other people, they're gonna happen to you. Unexpected medical bills, sudden career changes, surprise car repairs. These aren't theoretical, they are inevitable bumps in the financial road. And this is exactly why having an emergency fund is a non-negotiable part of your financial psychology. Having that buffer of emergency savings dramatically reduces your daily stress. It keeps you from falling into unnecessary debt when life, inevitably happens.
Beyond just emergencies, we really have to completely redefine how we view market risk. Risk is a reality to understand and align with your goals, not a threat to eliminate completely. Because the truth is, every investment involves some level of risk. The goal is absolutely not to run away from it, but to understand it. You need to make informed decisions that align with your specific life goals and your personal comfort level. Embracing managed risk is pretty much a requirement for growth. So the crucial point is this: your financial education cannot and absolutely should not end the day you leave school. The more you actively seek to understand money, the mechanics of investing, and the nature of risk, the better your financial decisions are going to become. The market will go up, and sure, the market will go down, but the knowledge you acquire about how to navigate those waves, that is the one investment that absolutely no market crash can ever take away from you.
As we bring all this together, let's look back at our original question: why do high earners go broke? Well, the answer is that money isn't just about math, complex formulas, or spreadsheets. It is overwhelmingly about behavior and mindset. If you can take the steps to improve your mindset, you have the absolute power to improve your financial future, completely regardless of your starting point. To build that future, you've got to cultivate the wealth mindset, and it requires a deliberate, daily choice. You must choose patience over panic when the market gets rocky. You must choose discipline over impulse when you feel that sudden urge to succumb to lifestyle inflation. And you must consistently choose long-term thinking over the temporary allure of short-term excitement.
So, I'll leave you with this question to ponder. How will you change your money mindset today? What is one small, invisible habit you can start building right now to ensure your future financial freedom? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. If you apply these psychological shifts, you'll be well on your way to redefining what wealth really means for you. Keep learning, keep compounding, and I'll see you in the next one.